I wanted to go over something. Last year I did a hydroponics test using natural nutrients. I'm trying to stay as close to home as possible, trying to find ways of doing things without buying anything. So last year I did a hydroponics test and I almost lost my main test because of what turned out to be a sulfur deficiency. The sulfur was problematic because the only source of sulfur that I could find was Epsom salt, which, while it is technically natural, it is not a renewable resource and it is not close to home. It would be something that I would have to buy. So after some research, I figured out, or I came up with a possibility that a clove of garlic, supposedly, we'll say that, garlic supposedly puts out sulfur through its roots. So I decided to put a clove of garlic in some of the tests to see what would happen. So there are a couple of different signs of sulfur toxicity. Now, when you're talking about sulfur deficiency, that's when the whole leaf turns yellow. The plant starts to yellow right at the top. It's not just the veins, it's not just in between the veins, it's the whole leaf, and it just turns this bright yellow. You can look at some of my old videos to see what that looks like. Now, this spring, I did a couple of tests. This tomato had a garlic clove in it. This tomato did not. These two were put in the hydroponics on the same day, and they were the same size when they were put in. Now, one sign of sulfur toxicity is the general stunting of the plant. Another sign is right here. Again, general stunting of the plant, and the edges of the leaves start to brown. So this is a new bean plant, and that is essentially what it should look like at this point. Instead, we have a stunted plant with burning, dry edges. So that one also had a garlic clove in it. Now, the garlic is supposed to put, as I said, is supposed to put sulfur out through its roots. So I'm going to do a couple of tests. I have removed the garlic clove from this. I have removed the garlic clove from this. However, I put it in this tomato. And the reason that I did that is to see if an older, more established tomato can handle the level of sulfur more easily. It has a more developed root system. It's healthier. This one, just pick it up. This one is stunted. It's very, very small. It should be 2 or 3 times that size. Should technically be the same as this one. But instead we have this little tiny plant that is just sitting there and not doing anything. And it does have a good root system. But I will see, first of all, if the tomato and the bean will recover now that the garlic is out. I will see if this plant is capable of handling that level of sulfur put into the water. And the other test that I will be doing is that I took the garlic clove out and I put it in its own hydroponics tank. Now, if it puts sulfur out through its roots, it should put sulfur into that water. So later on in the season, I should be able to use that as a sulfur additive for the other hydroponics tanks. So we shall see how that works, but that is one of the hydroponics tests that I will be working on this year. Talk to you later.